Hey everybody, today is the day. Finally gonna get this thing heated up to start taking out our sap that we got the other day. I was hoping to have done it yesterday, but it was snowing, raining all through the day, and if I have that coming down in here, I'm really not getting rid of too much of the water that I'm trying to get out to get to maple syrup. So today is finally gonna be the day for that. We have it all cleaned out. Saw there was a layer of snow in there, so we got it all rinsed out through the tube. I have it closed, and so we have 59 gallons to try and run through, and we'll see if that gets us maybe a gallon and a half for maple syrup. And through that time we'll also be doing some other things. We have a few rabbit cages to move, have some planting of dahlias. I'm actually just putting the dahlia bulbs into some soil so that they begin to grow, and then also I'm going to begin to plant some seeds for the garden that will be coming up in spring to be planting. So hope you enjoy the video of maple syrup plus other things we can do outside while we keep stocking the fire for doing up the sap that will make maple syrup. The fire started, so now it's time to do some chores. I'm going to show you the quail. The quail are about at 2.5 weeks old now, and as you'll be able to see, they have really started to get their cool looking feathers now. And one other thing you'll notice is I did put up an extra fencing part because they're starting to fly over the 10-inch board. So now that way they stay in the pen if they need some light for warmth. So as you can see, they're showing some cool coloring. There's an all white one. I had the light off the other day when it was nice and warm, but I did turn it back on again because, the second light that is, because yesterday did not get very warm. It was snowing, raining, so I just thought, hey, I'll just put it back on to give them some nice comfort. I think about noon today I'm going to turn one of the lights off then. Alright, hopefully you'll be able to see through the, there we go, see the boiling action taking place there. So it's been about 45 minutes later. And I've added smaller chunks of wood. I've also put some sand. Try and get away from there we go. I put some sand right here to try and, oh, I'm going to add some more right there. This is just old chimney block. And it's the third time that we have moved this. So it does release some heat here, so that's why I'm trying to put sand there to try and force that not to happen. I did cut our doorway entrance down too to close it up. Let me show you what that's gonna look like there. There's our fire inside. This piece of metal holds in the heat from the doorway, but it also has a crack on the side to allow air to go in, so that it forces it up the chimney. So soon I will begin to add in maybe like a cup and a half of sap. So I want to keep the boil going, and I'll just keep adding a little bit here and there as I just keep walking by, and keep adding wood about every 5 to 7 minutes, real small chunks of wood. So I did bring out the axe to make some wood a little bit smaller. And then as I go, I'm just gonna keep doing little other side jobs out here to keep myself busy. I'm guessing with the sap being outside overnight, and it was down, I think, below freezing again last night. It's really cold. It's probably gonna take a good 8 hours for me with the setup I have. But that's fine. It's relaxing. It's not raining. It's supposed to get up to almost 50 degrees today, even though it'll be cloudy, but it sure is nice out. As long as that breeze stays down, I want the breeze to sort of go that way. That way it's not taking any of our smoke into anybody else's lawns or anything. But it's going well. So 2 days ago we moved the rabbit cages to where they are in the brush line behind us. One of the reasons we did that was that way we could see them from the house. And secondly, a reason would be is then when the kids are going in to feed the rabbits or play with the baby bunnies, they don't have to walk through the chicken area, because the chickens then like to try and get out quite often, and that way we don't have to wrangle the chickens back into their deep bedding area. You may notice that there is a tarp behind me. That's where I've been holding our wood chips for our deep bedding. And so once that's gone, it will make it a lot easier to walk across in front of the rabbit cages to feed them. You may have noticed in the cages that there's some hay and apple tree, plum, pear branches, and the pellets. I think this time of year our rabbits really enjoy it, because not only do they get hay and pellets, they also will get the prunings off the apple trees and pear trees, because I work on that so that way the trees bear some nice fruit come fall. So I'm in my little greenhouse, little as in it's 6 by 8, and I need to continue to put my dahlias into dirt. In this side right here, I have lettuce already coming up, and then right below that is the spinach. And then on the side, you'll see they're just coming up too, I have my onions coming up. So what have I been doing here for a few things? Well, one, I've been planting the onions and spinach, lettuce. That's been planted with a 5x7 soil blocks planter. So I'll show you a little bit on that either today or tomorrow, because I need to be putting in some broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, brassicas. What else I'm going to work on? Finish out the dahlias, and then I'm also going to show you here what I did yesterday. I did some other bulb plants, including Cannas. So I put some other bulb plants into 4-inch pots, and they sit on the floor under the shelves. So I have quite a few there. And then in the weight pots here, those are going to be some colorful cannas, and they have very small tubers, so I'm interested to see how many of them will come through. And then on the side here I have some dahlias planted from yesterday, so here and here. And then on the floor, that is all cannas down below. Here is a shot of the onions starting to come up. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little green there. Here is a second batch of onions. These were planted about a week later, so they have not come through yet. Some lettuce. And, see if you can see that darker there, some spinach. So my hopes with that is we have a plastic outside that we'll be able to put those outside under the little tunnel to get some lettuce and some spinach. But going back to the bulbs and the cannas and dahlias, these will sit about 3 weeks, 4 weeks until I start to see a little bit of budding on them. And then I will then officially water them. There's some moisture from the soil from just putting them in there, but I don't just water them. At the moment I'm just sort of, I guess, acclimated them to the soil, and then about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'll all of a sudden start to see some bud, and then I will water them all, and then they'll really take off. And come time mid-May, when I want to put them outside, they should be anywhere from 6 inches to 1.5 feet tall. Nice and sturdy, because I think, they start slow, but then, you have some really nice greenery out in your garden, because I'll intermix them with our vegetables and our other berry plants, and then they'll look really cool earlier in the summer rather than waiting for some nice color that would happen late in the summer. Alright, I got some area cleaned here in the greenhouse. I do have a few tools with me to help put these dahlias into the soil. I have a knife, and then I just have a tree trimmer snips, and I will cut off any old stuff that's going to be coming on here. So for example, let's see, okay. So right here, right there, you can see it's really sort of dried up and almost dehydrated. So that spot there, I'm just going to cut that away. Just clean that up. There's the old part. It just opens up, to me it'll open up for fresh, the soil to go in right there, and then it can get around these other ones. So if you ever planted bulbs before, or things like this, you know that when you pull them out, they're really nice and firm and round. But then over time, when they sit in the garage over winter or wherever your cool room is, they're going to gradually shrivel. And if there's nothing there, like this guy here, he's not going to really grow. You wait any longer, like this longer guy, he's starting to get down there, but he, you know, maybe in a month or two, he would be shriveled up and wouldn't grow. So you want to get it back into the soil before that happens. So these, of course, are going to need to go into a bigger pot. Sometimes I look to see, well, how far will it go into the pot to how much soil I put in there first. So I'm going to put about 1/3 in. It's basically been for most of them. So I have 1/3 in there, and then I'll set this right on top. And then I'll fill the soil up to the crown area right here. Right up here to the crown. So the crown is right there below the soil, and that's going to settle down. Then that'll be up to the crown. Go to the next one. Now this one here has a little more dirt around the edge. So I'm just gonna, you know, I didn't get all this off from fall. And you could do that, and that way it for sure isn't gonna try and grow on you in the winter time if it would happen to be in a warmer spot. But I'm looking at them, they look pretty good, but it looks so tight. What I'm gonna do is, there's like almost like a little crack right here. So I'm gonna sort of just pull there. Now I separated that right at the top there. I separated. Now what you gotta do is almost like shake, shake, shake. Try and separate out all the little fingers that come. So you don't, you know, you want to keep them so you don't break them off. You're trying to be gentle that way with them. There, so now that one will go in one, and I mean, if this can fit, I'll fit this in one. Otherwise, I'll you know, you can see there's almost a nodule here. I could split it off right there and make another one. But if I don't split it, it will it will be bigger. That dahlia will be bigger. So I'll put that in there. Give a little shake to get it around the tubers there, and there, that's all set and done. So that's what I'll continue to do. Probably the thing I'm going to run into besides possibly space is we'll have 2, 4, 5, about 7 bigger containers yet, and then I'm down to littler ones. So we'll see how that works to finish off these dahlias. Because I gotta have some upper space yet. Because I think tomorrow like I said, I want to do the brassicas tomorrow after church. So here is the finished product of dahlias. By the way, these are all a light purple dahlia. And then this grouping right here. And then the spacing I have left, here's like a miscellaneous stuff, but I'm going to have space right there, across there, and then on my work table right here. Go add some more sap and continue. I am on the second barrel. I'll show you where I'm at on that as well. So it's starting to turn a really nice color. Almost like a gold brown. I've been scooping the white right here. I've been scooping that off the side so it doesn't roll it over. How much wood have I used so far? Well, over here I had 3 full wheelbarrows. So I guess I'm almost through 2. I've been chopping it smaller. So you show the, I think that's, and this wood has been drying for about a little over 2 years. So it's nice and dry. So I think it's burning nice. I know I've been throwing in one that's a little weird, can't chop so well, one of those, and then 2 that are a little smaller. Well, I'm starting to get close here. A few things have changed since I've taken a little video. One is, you probably noticed that the sun is out, so that has been just great. The last hours it's been out. I also just got to thinking like, oh, what did I do like last year that made it a little more efficient as I was burning? And 2 more things that I did. One is, as you can see right here, I put our oven grate across, and I remember I did that last year. And then what I would do is I would put the stainless steel bowls across the top with sap in, and then I would gradually pull them out of there. You know, last night it was, I don't know if it got to 30 degrees maybe, and the barrels were outside, so the sap probably never got above 40 even now. So what could I do to get it to warm up before I dumped it in? And that's what I did last year. Last year I had that grate across, and then I put the stainless steel bowls on top, and then it warmed them up. I don't know how much. I didn't put a thermometer on to see, but when I would compare the new to what had already been on there, it was quite a bit of difference. So that made some difference, I think, to speed up the process here at the end. And then also the fire below, I have it closer towards, I guess, the entry of where the wood comes in rather than just straight back. And that's really kept the boil going throughout, even when I've poured in the last part. So right now, this is my last one that I just have to dump in right here, and then everything is in. It's been, I think it's been about 8 hours. I mean, like I said, I think there's things I improved on as I was going along, because, you know, you only do it once, you know, well, 5-7 times in 1 month period. And then you don't do it for another 11 months or, you know, a year later. So to remember what you did previously. So it's been going well. Now I just need to get this down, and we'll see how much light is still left to see if I can still video a little bit later. Wood supply right there, that's doing well. I believe I'll have enough, so it's going to be about 5 wheelbarrows plumb full, heaped up, that will have done this, besides the, you know, some of the apple tree sticks, plum tree sticks that I put through, things like that, hey, there's some wood, let's burn it, let's clean it up a little bit. So I put those things through as well. But other than that, it's been going real well. If you've been liking what you're seeing, hey, check out some of the other videos that's going on, and hit that like and subscribe button. That, of course, helps us as well as a channel. And we'll see you on the next one.